All right, Brennan Taylor here, True School Sports. I'm with good friend of mine, good friend of the show, long time friend of the show, Adrian Granados, one of boxing's true warriors. Thank you, man. What's going on?
What's up, brother? How's it going?
I can't complain. It's good to see you. It's good to have you on. I know for a lot of people, it's been a little bit of time since they seen or heard from you. I know the last big fight was the Conor Benn fight, but I know you
Yeah.
had some fights fall out since then after that fight. So just get people up to speed. What's been going on with AG over these last couple years?
Man, dude, it's been a lot. Tumultuous times. Life, just catches up. I'm getting older now, so just got to make some changes. But it's all good. Just yeah, I took a year off after the Ben fight because I wasn't happy with myself at that time, and yeah, with that fight, I mean, I did well. I outboxed him very well. I didn't I didn't have the aggression that I usually have, and that's kind of why I think I was kind of getting a little burned out. I've already been boxing for 18 years now, so it's like it's been a while. Um, yeah, but so I took a year off, and then the second year, man, I think in total it's been like 7 fights.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I had like 3 fights in here in Illinois that fell off. We were talking. I was the backup for Avanesian when Terence Crawford fought him.
Were
Um,
you?
yeah, I was the backup,
I
and
didn't know that.
yeah, I was the backup, and never got. I was actually. It's just I don't think I'll ever do business with BLM.
BLK Prime.
Yeah, they're terrible. Like
Yeah.
honestly, they're terrible. Yeah, I was the co-main event. I was gonna fight Terence Crawford, and then that didn't happen. And then they're like, "Well, we'll keep you in the back burner. We'll keep you in the back because we're having issues with Avanesian's visa, I guess." And then they were gonna compensate me for being ready, and they never did. Then what's it called? Moving forward, we were trying to do the rematch with Adrian Broner with them, and yeah, they like because I think it was one fight, and then the Hank Lundy fight,
Mm-hmm.
and then after that fell off, they came at me, and I'm like, okay, cool. And then, man, dude, the money is like the money was really low, but I still accepted it, and they were still trying to they were trying to finagle some bullshit. Honestly, bro, they were gonna give me one purse, and then if I would have gave. If I would have went the distance, they said they would have given me the rest of the purse. I'm like,
Like,
what?
wait, the
Like,
rest of the purse or a bonus? It's not. It was just the
not
rest of the
even.
purse.
Well, I guess a bump because they were gonna. They didn't want to give me what I wanted.
Okay.
They're like, oh, but they were gonna give me something just under it, and then they're like, and then if you go the distance, then we'll give you the rest. I'm like, bro, fuck you. Like that was a spit in my face. It's like I've only been stopped once in my career, and that's when I had COVID. It's like you're honestly telling me that you have the money, but I gotta go the distance to get it. Like, shut up, man. Like, so yeah, like I said, that's why I'll never do business with them.
It's bad business, and that's probably why some of that bad business is probably why I haven't seen or heard much in BLK Prime Boxing since the damn Terence Crawford fight.
Yeah. They well, I mean, they did do the Broner fight. Broner fought the Hutchinson guy.
That was Don King.
Oh wow, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
Don. I was at that fight. It was down here in Miami.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, yeah. So, anyways, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that didn't happen. We had we were in the talks with the Ryan Garcia team when it was between me and Mercesito Gesta, I guess. For
For the January tune-up that he was supposed to take and then didn't take
yeah,
because he wanted to go straight into the tank fight.
yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Yeah. And then the last one was the Jason Velez fight where that was another one. Small promoter, BMB Promotions. They're I know they're up and coming, but still, like they had given me 4 months to get prepared for that fight, and I got ready. I was in the best shape of my life that had been for years, and my purse kept dwindling down, and then towards the end, like they waited until 2 days before and they scratched the fight. So
How does that work? Like how does your purse dwindle down? Like
well,
don't you agree to
yeah,
that?
well, that was my fault because I was trying to. I was just wanting to come back already. I was desperate to come back already, so I just agreed and agreed and agreed as it dwindled down just because I just wanted to get the fight. At the end, I was gonna make less than Velez just so I can get the fight. I just wanted to fight, and then they canceled it. And then this was another one where they were gonna compensate me something and nothing, And I guess that saying how he lost money and stuff like that. But it's like, man, bro, like I spent. You don't think I lost money? I spent 4 months of my life like getting ready for that fight. Camp and just getting ready and yeah, bro, it's just. I don't know. Like now they're talking. I have a matchmaker calling me about something for March, so we're, But like I said, I don't even get my hopes up no more. Now, like I said, I'm back. I'm back to the grind. I'm getting jobs and just I don't know. Like what I tell the young fighters, when you go pro, make sure you get a good lawyer and make sure you got a good accountant.
Yeah.
That's. Yeah.
I tell fighters all the time, like, having the right business people around you that can read these contracts and make sure that you're able to maneuver in a certain way early in your career. That's just as important as having a good jab or being able to feint or throw a straight right hand.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, so those are some big names, man, like Crawford, Garcia. Like, you were right there to get them fights. And
yep, and nothing. And then even too, what was the last one? I was trying to get. I was trying to get a fight with Nestor Bravo. That like I was looking forward to that, but I never got word back. I don't know. Like I heard like I was too much of a threat. I mean I don't know.
They told you that?
That's what they told me, but I don't know. I don't know what the word is from the actual Nestor Bravo camp. Like that's a fight I would like. I would like a fight with. Some of the guys I would like is Nestor Bravo, Brandun Lee.
Okay, yeah.
Guys like that. I mean, I'm an older fighter. I got, I've been through.
I like that fight. You and Brandun Lee, you sounds like the kind of fight I like to see.
Yeah.
You've been around the block. You're experienced veteran fighter. He's someone that I feel he needs to fight someone of your experience level to, move up.
Definitely. I mean, shoot, yeah. Actually, I should probably, I'll probably, this is my first call out for him. Like, yeah.
I'm probably gonna clip this and make a video about it. So
yeah, for sure.
What do you think about Brandun as a fighter? Because he's real explosive, but how do you see him? Like, how do you match up with him?
He's he's good. He looks like a strong fighter. Got some good pop. He makes his mistakes, but I mean, that's we all do, But I mean, I feel very confident in the fight with me against him. I think was that the fight with Will Madera or something?
Madera, yeah.
Yeah. Like he did well, but then he died out. I think at the end wasn't.
Got dropped.
Yeah, he got dropped, and he was dead at the end. He was out there. I don't know. From what I seen, he seemed out there. Like I was like, man, that kid. All Madera had to do was press the gas a little more, and he probably could have gotten him out.
No, absolutely. I hope that fight can come together for you, man. Because I feel like at this stage of your career, with you being 34 now, you're 34.
Yeah, 34 now. Yeah,
34. So you no longer you get up there in age, but still, if your heart's in it, and you're still professional about things, you still have that one last great fight left in you.
Definitely. Yeah, I feel like I got a few. I think I got a couple more years left in me. I say 4 to 6, something like that.
Okay.
Like I feel well. I feel still feel like I go to the gym still. And I mean the other day I was actually I just decided I haven't even been training. I get here in and out, but like I said, I've been working now and I've just been busy, and just so I kind of like I just stay around the gym because I've been training people now.
I've been seeing that Tigre, was it Tigre boxing or
Tiger
style, yeah.
Yeah. I thought thinking about Wu-Tang with that Tiger style. But I no, so the other day they were sparring and I'm like, I didn't even have no gear. I'm like, man, I want to get up in there. And you know what? I looked around, I'm like, man, I'm gonna find some gear. Sure enough, threw some gear on and just got it in. And yeah, man, I still be wrecking these youngsters, man. I still remind them,
I saw on Instagram you had like somebody's blood on your shirt. You were like, I still got it.
Yeah. I was like, that ain't mine. I was like, that's not my blood because it wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't. Yeah, I went in there, made a big mess of somebody. He was good kid, tough, strong, but yeah, he was just jaw japping too much. I'm like, all right, buddy, let me go shut you up real quick and
Okay.
did what I had to do.
Yeah. You mentioned earlier that you were in talks to fight Adrian Broner. I know from speaking to you just like personally, like that's a fight you really want because I remember that. I remember that fight like it was yesterday, like all the stuff that happened.
Yeah.
Is that like one of the last fights you want before you really decide to hang up the gloves down the road?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think he even knows it too. I think somebody said, they asked him like, who's a friend, in boxing that you might have to fight, and he had named me, and I'm like, because it's true, that's my guy, we boys, but it's like, nah, bro, like, you gotta let me get that money back, bro. Everybody. That's all I ever hear from anybody. Oh, you beat Broner. Like, yeah, no shit. I know.
Yeah, and I remember it really well. Like I remember they fought in Cincinnati. That fight was scheduled for my birthday in 2017, February 11th. They pushed it back to February 18th so he could fight at a more comfortable weight. So I remember there was a lot of fugazi things that play with the scales at the weigh-in. I remember all that real well, like it was yesterday. So I feel like just for the one time, gotta run it back.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then too, like I said, I mean, obviously he wouldn't want to do it in Chicago, which he should. I think it'd be great because I even told him too. Like a lot of people do, they mess with AB. They like him. And I mean, shoot, why not? I did it at your place. Why aren't you doing it at mine? But if we don't, I definitely I'm like, as long as we do it somewhere neutral, because that was he got a lot of home cooking there, and the whole show, the scale and all that. Like, oh, I had forgotten about the scale. Somebody had reminded me that like about like a month ago or something. I'm like, oh yeah, I do remember that. Like they made it like they made me be overweight, and then by the time I got upstairs to start working out, they're like, oh no, they switched the scales. It was the wrong scale.
Yep, all
What
that.
the heck? Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, you had that fight. I know. I mean, I'm not really sure what this guy's up to. I checked his box track earlier in the day. He hasn't fought in 2 years either. I know, like Robert Easter Jr. That was a fight where I thought you won. I thought you won pretty handily too.
Yeah.
What about that fight? That rematch, maybe.
I would like that one too. I mean, that was one of them fights where I tell people the story. Like it's like it was a great fight. I mean, I obviously outlanded him. I outpointed him. I beat him up pretty much. And we got back to the hotel, and I met his family, and everyone was like, "Man, that was such a good fight, or whatever." I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Hey, where's Robert at?" And then they're like, "Oh, he's at the hospital." I'm like, "Oh, okay." I'm like, "All right, well, make it." And then I'm walking with mom and pops. I'm like, "Yo," I'm like, "That guy won the fight, though." I'm like, "I'm here, and he's at the hospital. What the hell?" But
that's crazy.
so that's what I tell people. I'm like, "Yeah, I'm that kind of fighter. Like, I'll send you to the hospital, but I still lose."
But I'll lose. Yeah. If I don't take a spike baseball bat to the ring and beat the guy 30 times over the head, I'm not getting a decision.
Exactly. Yeah, I tell people I gotta bring me a strap to the ring now, man. Like, cause I get robbed so much, I gotta rob somebody else now.
I feel you. Maybe, as far as like with you, man, like you mentioned BLK Prime, you mentioned maybe like some of their bad business dealings. I know you've been around the block with like bad business dealings. What do you feel like all these years? What's like I know you mentioned the lawyer thing, but other than the lawyer thing, what's been your biggest takeaway about, I guess, navigating through the business of boxing?
I mean, it's just I tell people it's the dirtiest game in the world. It's like I mean, it's old school. It's like mobster type. Like people just, it's not the same. Like a lot of people are professional. Like, don't get me wrong. I've worked with some very good people too. But I mean, for the most part, like as far as the handling and the business side of it, it's pretty like scummy. It's pretty gutter. Like it's like anywhere they'll do anything to secure money for them. And it sucks because for the fighters it's like it all dwindles down by the time it gets to you. Like it's the cake, and then this, and then this, and this, and this, and this, and then the one who's busting his ass is getting that.
Yeah.
Like it's you're the one making the show. You're the one who this is all focused behind, and you're just getting like a small piece of a big pie.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I know it's really disheartening for fighters too, because just talking to fighters, seeing fighters over the years. Like I know what you have. How have you been able to continue to persevere like all these years? Because someone who's went through what you went through, they would have quit years ago.
Yeah, honestly, the fans, bro, fans and the followers and everybody in boxing, they, all the love I get, obviously our friendship, me and you,
Oh
we've
yeah.
spoken a lot, like man, it's just everybody, they, and then too, like I even get that, like as I get fights and like people like even commentate and like whatever, like they just everyone tells the story of what it is with me, and it sucks because I hate it. It's like a feel sorry for me or whatever, but
You
it's
want to
just
sing
like
a new song, you want a
yeah, like
different story.
I'm played out with it. Like everyone, oh, like I've had people on the streets hit me up like, oh man, you're the king of getting robbed. I'm like, oh, thank you. Like, like what kind of shit is that, bro? Like yeah, that's wild. Like but I mean, at the same time, it's my own fault too. What I tell people too is like, I mean, although Floyd is great, like I do feel like he kind of ruined the sport with the way he handled. But I mean, it's smart too. Like I can't say he ruined the sport because he
Yeah.
actually bettered it because now guys look out for themselves a lot more. And um, I just I came from the old school where the best fought the best, and so I was willing to fight everybody as I came up, and that's why I think I have the record I have that I have. I could have picked and choose, but at the same time I didn't have a big following. It was just me and my family, and we just I knew I was good. I knew I was better than a lot of the fighters, in the world, and that's why I just kind of like to get out there. I just would take any fight, and then yeah, I would show what I was made of in the ring.
No, absolutely. What's been? I mean, I know it's not over yet. There's still plenty more fights, but what's been like the most satisfying part of your career?
I mean the fact that I did something. The fact that I did something, like I've traveled, I've met so many great fighters, I've been in so many great gyms and worked with so many great fighters, and like I get the respect everywhere. Like I still get like recognized randomly from people that be like, oh shoot, I'm like, oh hey, like it's like it's awesome, and yeah, like I've had a lot of great memories because of the sport of boxing, and I'm still in love with the sport. It's been a great year. Obviously for boxing, we had a lot of good fights this year, a lot of good matchups, and it's been fun to watch. Like I said, now I'm like I want in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nah, I got you, man. I'm hoping like before your career is over, said and done. Like I really hope you get like a nice fight in Chicago. You know.
yeah. That'd be even like a farewell. Like that'd be nice. Like something big.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not like. I mean, I know you got like the UIC Pavilion, which is like a popular venue.
Yeah,
But just at a good venue against a decent opponent, be a nice fight. I like
yeah,
to see it.
yeah. I would see. I mean, well, it looks like Kenny Sims. He's on the cusp of getting a world title. Good for him.
Hell of a
After,
fighter.
yeah, I've came up with him in the amateurs, so it's like definitely watching little bro about to get it. And yeah, we'll just I know he's gotta get himself a mandatory, so he's just like one fight away, I think. And yeah, just I don't know. Like I said, I'm hoping to get something. Get. I know I just need a win. I need to get a win right now, and then I could start. At least trying to make a push towards. My thing is I always felt like I should have gotten a world title shot, and I never did.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we spoken about that before. You beat Amir Imam in the 2015 upset of the year.
Hmm.
You were supposed to be mandatory. You were mandatory challenge, right? Because that was for like a WBC. You were
It was
mandatory. They
no.
never made you the mandatory, but I'm saying Imam was in position,
Yeah,
right?
it's
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
much everyone. Like everyone, this is actually too where I've told people that I made a mistake because after that Mirror Mom upset, I made that like I was a big buzz on boxing, and they offered me the rematch with a mom, and then I had Ruslan Provodnikov for a big purse,
Remember
and then
that?
they actually did offer me the world title fight with Viktor Postol. But like, here's the money thing: for Imam, it was like 250. For Ruslan, it was 300. But Showtime loved me so much because they knew about the story that I had a full time job before I fought Amir Imam, that they were gonna throw another 200. So I was gonna make 500,000 on my next fight, like immediate. And I was like, man, and I was gonna fight, Ruslan, and it was perfect for me because he was, like I respect to the warrior. He was on his way out, like he had been through wars already.
Yeah.
And then for the world title fight, they offered me just 100,000, with
for Postol.
Yeah, for the world title. So
Oh
I'm like,
man,
so I'm like, and I was young too, so I'm like, I'm gonna get that. Let me get this money with Postol, be a freaking household name.
Fronikov.
Yeah, Provannikov, and then I'll go for the world title. Man, I'll probably be the favorite and all that stuff, and then yeah, but Don King is the Don. My manager at the time was still speaking of him with that rematch, and I told him like, bro, drop that. We beat him already, and he just kept talking to him. And so when I got the fight with Ruslan, I tried to take it, and then I got the rug swept up under me.
Damn.
Yeah. So and then but then like I said, what I tell people, I'm like, but now thinking, like now I'm like, you idiot, like you should have went for the world title for 100,000. Go for the world title, win it. God willing, Victor was a tough fighter too. But I mean, if I would have won the world title, my first defense, I'd have made like 750 at least, something
Yeah.
to defend it, and that's why I'm like, but I was green back then.
You agree, nah, and that's like one thing. It's like it's easy for like people like myself or fans to criticize a fighter's decision making, but you don't really know what it's like till you're in the actual sport,
Yeah.
because it's a small world and everyone's in your ear telling you what you should and shouldn't do. And you don't know who to listen to,
Exactly. Yes, sir.
Okay. One thing I never asked you about, but I'll ask about it here is I think it was 2018 ish. You were in Mexico for like a long period of time.
Yeah.
And I remember you were down there with Julio Cesar Chavez Sr., right?
Yes.
You met him. What was it like talking to him at that time?
Oh, I loved it. He definitely took me under his wing. He's the reason why I got into boxing. So it was definitely like I was living my dream. I mean, I was staying at his house, his former mansion, his first mansion. And then I fell in love with the city of Culiacan. So I ended up just becoming a good friend of all the locals, and like I submerged myself into the lifestyle and became one of theirs.
Yeah, okay. How big was his house?
Oh, it was huge.
I'm sure.
Yeah, it was huge.
Yeah. Yeah, Adrian. I mean, I've kind of ran through like all the guys you want to fight and whatnot. You obviously, I know you know your boxing, so I kind of want to pick your brain about a couple of fights. I know, like, with you being Mexican, I know it's amongst the Mexicans that Canelo Benavidez fight potential matchups, like the big talk of boxing. How do you feel about that matchup?
I think it's a great fight. I think. I mean, I don't like. I think Benavidez, how he's saying that Canelo needs him or whatever. Like, I don't think he necessarily needs him, but it's like it definitely, like they do need to fight. They do need to fight because if he doesn't, then yeah, it's gonna go down in his career as a big duck.
Yeah.
Where that's why I commend Canelo on the fights he has taken. Like he's taken, even though like he's taken everybody and he's gone up and down and he's not he's not necessarily backing from anybody. So the fact that too that he even said in the interview like he doesn't care, like he's ready, like man, that's very commendable. And I think it's a good fight. I'm actually siding with Benavidez. I think the size and the the strength and just how young and ready to go he is. I think he's in his prime, so I think that's a tough fight for Canelo. But I mean, I know Canelo has experience as well, so it's that's a fight that's very good for boxing.
It's an intriguing matchup style wise. Canelo, very very economical with how he punches. Benavidez has a lot of volume at that size. I think the volume. If Benavidez is going to win, it probably because that volume that he has. He's able to put
And like
together
you said,
so many punches.
at that size too.
Yeah.
People don't really throw punches like that in those weights.
Yeah. Have you ever maybe fought or sparred anybody that maybe has some similarities like a Benavidez? Style wise?
Not necessarily. A lot of people tell me I'm very similar to him, like that. They like the old school Adrian that just come forward and
the 40 pounder.
Yeah, the 140.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking. I actually was trying to come back at 140. For the fight with Velez, that was at 140.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was there too. That's
You
why I
made
said
the weight like healthily. You were like you made it comfortably.
I was cut, bro. Everybody in the gym, because like I said, the gym it's a I'm the old guy now, so it's like a bunch of youngsters like 20, 24,
How about
26.
at Garfield Park?
Yeah, Garfield
Yeah.
Park. Yeah, it's like they call themselves Team Wrap Up because you know how we had the broke team.
Yeah. So
Yeah, they be like, get your ass wrapped up or whatever. They're funny. I like them. I like them. They keep the gym fresh. But what's it called? Yeah, it was the first time they ever seen me like that small. Like they were like tripping, like whoa, like that, like
where's the
bro.
rest of them? You know.
Yeah, they're like, you look like you're as small as me now. I'm like, yeah, because I'm usually walking around like 160, 165, so they used to see me big and like thicker,
Yeah.
and now like they see me tiny, I look a lot of them too are smaller guys. They're like 130s, and we got one guy who's a welterweight, but and we got a 154 as well. But I mean, for the most part, it's 130 and 126. Those guys. So like I looked almost as small as them, and they were like tripping. They're like, man, they're like, it's weird. I'm like, yeah.
When you were making that weight, like, did you have a nutritionist or was it just from you just training yourself?
No, yeah, I don't need a nutritionist.
Okay. Okay.
I've known my body so well. Like it just
Okay.
all I need is the time. The time, like for 140, even back then, like I would always tell like my manager that I'm like, make sure you give me enough time, like because I can do it. I've had nutritionists in the past, so like I literally like I write down all the recipes, all the things over my years. I even have them still in my emails of old, like meals and stuff that I would have, and yeah, like I still, they're my go tos, and like I tell a lot of fighters, like you get to know your body, and I do know my body. I know what I can eat, what I can't eat. I know like when I can carb up. I know when I can't. Like it's just just experience.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Plays a big factor in you knowing your body and whatnot.
exactly.
Okay. Okay. Um, are there any other fighters? Like I know you like Benavidez because I know one time I was live for Benavidez and Plant. I remember you commented that one time. But any other fighters you like in boxing, like that you really get like enjoyment out of seeing them fight
Let me see. I
these
see
days?
Boots Ennis. Boots
Okay.
Ennis. He's fun. He's fun to watch. Um, I'm hoping Vergil Ortiz can make a comeback too. Like he was fun to watch too. I would like to see them two fight each other.
That that that's an amazing fight.
I think that's a fight that needs to happen because like how Boots is like coming for like Terence, like, and it's like, bro, like Terence paid his dues, man. Like you trying to jump ship, like like Terence is around my, like we're the same age, so it's like I've watched.
I want to see him fight Terence. I'm not gonna lie to you. I want to see him fight
No,
Terence.
yeah, of course. I
Yeah.
mean, I would too, but I mean, I think Virgil. Boots should get a good name before. I think they were talking about him and Stanionis, maybe.
Yeah. Well, Stanley is fighting. I think Thurman. He's fighting
Thurman,
Thurman.
yeah, they are. But still, like, if Stanionis could beat Thurman, then yeah, he should fight Boots. Like they, like But I mean, that's not up for me. They can fight whoever they want. If Boots
I
gets to
got you.
fight with Terrence, like good, all power to him. Let's see. I like Boots. I like Virgil. Uh, uh, Inoue is always fun to watch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fidel Navarrete, he's man.
Vaquero. Yeah.
Yeah, Vaquero, he be putting on some bangers, man. He be taking it and giving it, like.
He does all the wrong things and makes it work. Like.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, he's all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as far as I kind of want to go back to that Boots Virgil, man, because I really want to see. I think it could happen at 54 because Virgil's moving up to 54. His first fight is next month.
Oh,
I
okay.
think in Vegas. He's fighting you probably remember Frederick Lawson. He fought on those PBC cards like a long time
Yeah,
ago.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I've sparred with Freddie, I think.
Have you? Oh, I didn't know that.
No, I think it's a different Freddie.
Frederick Lawson. I think he's like African.
Okay, yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah. But how do you see that fight, like stylistically, Boots and Virgil? Because Boots is like really athletic, can kind of switch it, do some of the same things Crawford does, but then Virgil has that real compact, style, come forward, piston like jab.
I would side with Boots. Boots, because I think when was the fight? The fight with Maurice Hooker and Virgil, Vergil was getting touched up. Like Vergil, that was the first time you ever seen. He was all marked up. Like
Yeah.
he was getting outboxed, and that was actually the one time. And I got Mo ready for that fight. I was
Out there
his
in
part.
Colorado Springs, right?
Yeah, and
Yep.
that's when I actually seen a little kink in the armor of Vergil, because I'm a big Vergil Ortiz fan. And I'm like, man, like he's a monster. You know, every time I see him fight, he's just doing his thing. But yeah, that was a fight where I was like, oh, okay, yeah, like
It's a chick in the armor.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, AG, I don't want to hold you up much longer. I pretty much asked you everything I needed to ask you, but it's been a while since people have seen or heard from you. So, there's any final message you want to drive home about, what you have coming up, or what you would like to happen in 2024 before you end the interview?
Yeah, of course. I just want to say thank you to everybody. I have everybody still telling me, like, still commenting that they want to see me back in the ring, and it's definitely my motivation. I want to say, that there's still plenty of fight left in the Tigre. I'm like I said, I still get in there and still do my thing every time I get in the ring. And now, like I said, the hunger's back. I've been out for 2 years now, and it's like, man, like I'm watching
Getting that itch.
Yeah, I got that itch. I'm watching fights again. I'm watching news. Like, I'm following everything, and it's like, man, like, let me in. Like, I'm like knocking at the door, like, come on, man, I want back. Like, what's up?
Yeah.
I mean, shoot, even I think, what was it? I don't know if Conor Benn came back yet or what, but I've been calling. I'll fight his ass again, dude. Like,
he fought in Florida. Like a couple months ago.
Yeah, it was something like that. Well, anyways, like I said, I'd love to fight that guy again. He wasn't shit, honestly. Like like if like I said, I walked out clean as hell. I went out that night, had a great time. Like, it was like,
yeah, I do always say that when I tell people about that fight. I'm like, man, Adrian is not even really a mover like that. He was moving on Conor Benn. That's not a good sign for him.
I know they didn't like it. They didn't like it. I think that's why, like, I think I got a bad taste in the mouth of Eddie Hearn. Like, it's like he hated it. Like, he just afterwards he didn't even really want to talk to me, and I'm like, it sucks. So I would like, kind of put out a couple fights to where I can, like, kind of show that I still got that fire, So because Eddie Hearn's got plenty of guys, So I would, definitely, like, I enjoyed doing business with him as well. He was very professional. Like, actually, that was my first fight I self-managed, and he came at me directly. So that was good.
Okay, AG. Well, all right, Adrian. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time, brother. Thank you.
Likewise, brother. You stay up, all right, brother. God bless.
You too. God bless.
All right, bye-bye.